Welcome to Schulte Sweetie's Homeschool YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm a mom of 3 girls ages 13, 9, and 7. Today is a collaboration hosted by Annalisa at Creative Curious Learning and Living and Heather at Raising 3 Wildlings. And their subject is all about morning basket, which is perfect because I was actually planning to do a video about morning basket and I thought, well, I may as well join in. So I will get started. So first of all, I actually have a total of 3 baskets. These all sit up in my living room area. I know my husband does not like, because I am not great at like picking up and like making it all clean. But so I have 2 baskets that look like these. I got these at in the more expensive part of Dollar Tree. Like in the, I think they were either 3 or 5, probably 5. I don't know. And then I have a taller basket as well that kind of sits behind it, and I'll tell you about that more in just a minute. But I am going to go through the 2 main baskets of like our morning time. And I will just kind of show you. And actually, in some ways, we actually have 2 kind of like morning family time things. So I have my schedule for the day. It is very loose and it's already changed from this, but I'm just going to go ahead and share what's all on this one and what is in the basket, at least at the start of the year. So I created this and I was so excited when I had been overwhelmed with the schedule and trying to figure out how to work everything out. And then I kind of sat down and it just kind of flowed. And so I explained this in another video when I talked about the scheduling, but I started with, well, we do have, for our Bible time, we have been doing Indescribable. So we have done this in the past. There's 3 of them and we've read all of them already. But with my oldest going to public school this year, I didn't want to just keep going right away into our Grapevine Studies Bible curriculum that we did last year. I don't know what it was. It just felt not right to start it yet. So we'll probably pick that up. I don't know if we'll pick it up second semester again or what. I just didn't know what our school day was going to look like, and I thought this would be an easy thing to pull out. And my girls like it. It's quick and really interesting because it involves science, and my 2 younger ones really love science. So I explained this in another video when I talked about our schedule, but I have several of these Life of Fred, and we've never used them, and I wanted to include it, but I wanted to include it last year and I didn't know how to include it. So this year I put it on Monday for Math Monday, Apple's Life of Fred. I also just recently got some like bedtime math, which I don't think you have to use those at bedtime, and like some other little math like riddle books. So I think I might maybe switch that out. So far, this level of Life of Fred is pretty easy for my girls, so I'm sure it'll get more difficult, but like both of them can add really easily up to, 20. So this was pretty easy, the first 2 chapters. So that's all we've read so far. So our history curriculum, and I've shared this in different videos, is hideaways in history. So we have, this is like both of them have like a little book to do. This is the guide. I kind of loosely go by it. So we have a lot of books for that. There's a craft book. I don't even know where it is, but there's a craft book. There's like a book to talk about what kind of hideaways you can build with boxes and things like that. So we have lots of books for our history. And as far as history goes, I have it as many days on here as I can and I just try to keep doing it because that is one thing that a lot of times history is like the first thing to go. That's why last year we did Story of the World, because I could just read it quickly in the morning and we could at least get some history reading done. So we are going through this. I will say I'm going to do more of a review. It's not my favorite. I don't know what it is. Like, I thought I would really love it, and it has not so far been my favorite. We're only a few weeks into it though, so I'm still giving it a chance, and then we might switch over to Guest Hollows. I want to go use that pretty soon, and so I'm not sure if we'll make it through a few of these books. There's ancient and medieval times, I think, and then maybe, I don't know when we'll switch over, but my plan is to really soon switch over to Guest Hollow, probably with their US history. I have both of the younger levels, and I think that they'll like that. Let's see. So another thing that we have in here is their Spanish binders. So our Spanish currently is Masterbooks Academy, the Beginning Spanish for Families, and my girls have really loved it, and for some reason we just couldn't always get it in last year. And so my goal with Spanish is to do something like history and get it in as many days as possible. Some weeks it's 1, some weeks it's 3 or 4. So that's our Spanish, and we are really enjoying it. Our subscription to the Spanish Academy ends in the end of October, so I'm just trying to get as much done. I don't know, I mean, they kind of want to keep doing it though, but I'm like, I don't really want to pay again for us to just finish out a few lessons. I don't know. So I have a few other things up my sleeve, and so we'll just wait and see about that. On Tuesdays I have on my schedule, we have piano, usually from like 9 to 10. That kind of breaks up our day and makes it just a weird day, so we don't do a whole lot in the morning and even in the afternoon. But that is kind of like on hold right now. So when we have Tuesdays free, because our piano teacher just had a baby, so we are not doing piano for a few weeks, and we're just gonna include some of these things. So on Wednesday, we do our Bible and Spanish and history, but then we also add in our School Nest notebooks for writing. I have in here Layers of Learning Writer's Write Shop. And I am not using this as like an instructional guide so much as I'm using it as like journal prompts, pretty much. I might do some of the little mini lessons in here, but I'm not really using it for that. But I have had this for a while, and I was like, I need to use it somehow. And so that's how we're using it right now. And they use their School Nest notebooks to write in it and draw some pictures. And it's funny, I mean, my daughter narrates to me, my youngest one, what she wants to write, and then she draws her pictures and stuff, and it's so funny. She like looks forward to that. So I'm excited that we've included that this year. So Thursday, and the writer's workshop, I have it on Wednesday because writing Wednesday. So Thursday we have Training Aliens. I have done a video previously on this, on Training Aliens. So we have, this is like the book, the story, and then this is the non-faith-based, and then there is a faith-based. You can pick one or the other. I wanted both to do the flip through and show you a little bit more about this, and so we do this on Thursdays. We just do it once a week. It's kind of scheduled out that you can do it multiple times in a week, but we just kind of gear it towards one day instead of spreading it out. So that is our Thursday morning with like the indescribable and everything else. I will also say in our morning basket, I do have these timeline notebooks for my girls and printed stickers for timelines. This doesn't exactly go with our hideaways in history, but I figured it would be close enough, but we have actually not done it yet. So we have this to do sometime. I had like high hopes for things, and some of it has not like played out, but for the most part I feel like our schedule is still pretty good. So on Fridays I wanted to switch it up a little bit, and that is we have we do Indescribable, and then we have Me on the Map. This is from Little School of Smiths, and it's like a little geography where you start out at your house and then your street, and you keep going, like your town and your state and everything. So we have started this. We've done our house and we've started our street, and it has different books that you read and things, different crafts and different recipes and things. So I have a few books in my morning basket that we own, and then I typically try to look ahead. If I'm prepared enough, I look ahead and get some from the library, or we go on YouTube and watch the books on video and stuff like that. So we have this. So that's on Friday. We have Living Art Lessons by Masterbooks. Now I have had this for years. I don't know. It might have been like our second year of homeschooling, and we're in our 8th year. I don't know. It's been a long time since it first came out. I remember that. So we tried to use this years ago and it didn't really go well. My oldest is very art inclined and she just was bored. So I'm trying to get through this. The first couple lessons are so boring, I think, for my younger ones as well, because it's all about lines and they know how to do lines. So I'm like, okay, let's keep working through it. My youngest one said she really likes it. My middle was like bored. But at this point, I'm still gonna stick with it. I have this and I have little notebooks. They have like little workbooks and I just printed out the workbook pages and gave them to them in like this. I also have in here, and I think what I'm gonna do is get through the art thing. I don't think it's gonna take us that long for the art because it doesn't have like a lot in here and these are pretty thin, easy to read things. So once we get through the art, which I have a feeling we'll get through that this semester probably, I do have Woven Melodies printed out. Now this is another one that we've had for a couple years and we started to use it a few years ago and then it just didn't work out for our schedule and my youngest was just too young for this. So now she's older and she can do it. And then my middle is with us. So I know my oldest would probably like this as well because she did like the first lesson or two that we did. But she probably won't be doing it with us since she's at public school. So I have like little notebooks for them. I have the teacher's guide, but we have not started this yet. That's kind of the name of the game. I have just so much stuff. So another thing in our other basket that I haven't started this semester, this year, Biblical Worldview on Mental Health for Children. We started this actually last year and got through quite a bit, but this is another one of those things that like, it was hard for me to like pick up again because we did this with my oldest and just that she's not with us this year, you know, it's a weird like grieving thing a little bit, that she is in public school now. And so we will get back to this at an excellent curriculum and helpful tool, but we are also doing the training aliens. And so I didn't want to like add too much of one thing in at the same time because they kind of touch on some of the same things. So we will get back to this because I really liked it. Another thing that we have is this poetry book. I have received this from Timberdoodle and we have used this pretty much every morning or so. They have it separated by dates so you can go ahead and flip to that date and read a poem. So we have this. Other things that we have and we've kind of used and like it's my plan. Okay, so the first thing is this zoology unit study. This is from Campfire Curriculums. So this is more in our afternoons as long as we have time and things. I try to include this. We are still they're doing other sciences and history, you know, they're all, so like this is just kind of an extra added thing, but I know they both like animals and they're doing an animal class for their co-op. And so I thought this would be perfect to do right now. So we are only a few lessons in, but this is what we're doing. But along with this, especially if we have time, I am trying to focus, because this is a lot about Africa, so I am trying to focus on Africa. And with that, I am using a couple other resources. I mentioned in other videos, I love geography, I love maps. So I have, I received Let's Go Geography from Let's Go Geography, and so I have a couple different levels of that. This is for the younger years, this is year one, and this is for the older ones. And so they have maps, they have different activities, different videos to watch. So we are using this. Also, I have Guest Hollow's Junior Geography, so we're using that as well, getting some of their information. A little scrunch map in our basket as well. I love these little things. I will link them down below because they are awesome. So I have this one and I have a United States one, but they're just awesome because you don't have to fold it and it just easily goes in these little bags and it works. We do have a globe, but honestly I just prefer these maps because they're colorful. Like our globe is not as pretty. I don't know. I still also have ancient history and I have medieval history somewhere around here for rabbit trails. We're going to kind of still use these here and there with our history curriculum that we are currently using, so it's kind of like an added bonus. So in our baskets I have some election things. We haven't started these yet, but I have them in here. I'm not quite sure. I want to get into them again before we did government with Gather Round last year. it wasn't really our favorite. I didn't love all the reading and the activities the kids didn't really love. So we are going to do Election Day. This is a free resource from Rabbit Trails. I've done a video about it. I have this book, What is a Presidential Election? We have these resources. I also have Build Your Library. I haven't printed that one off yet. So I have those, and I'm probably going to start digging into those maybe on Fridays. I got to just figure out where we can schedule it in. I hate this because I have a whole lot of things. Maybe we'll do it on Tuesdays since we aren't doing piano for a while. One other thing that I have in here is the famous paintings. We have not gotten to this, but I think I'm going to add this on Friday since we're already doing art. I think I actually couldn't find this and didn't realize that we had this, so we will start adding this in. This is from Usborne or Paper Pie. And we also keep games close by because if they're doing good and focusing, sometimes I'm like, if you focus, we will play a game. And so we have a few games close by, otherwise they're downstairs. The other thing that I have done, so that's most of what is in our morning basket, but spread out throughout the week. We don't do them all every day, but I have added like drawing books, coloring books, and different like sticker books and things upstairs with our morning basket. So this is in their own little basket. It's a taller basket, has a bunch of these. I keep paper up there. We also keep like a little pencil caddy close by as well. So this is just keeping their minds busy while I read or discuss things with them so that they aren't bored to tears. It's really been a great thing to have this up there as well. So that is what is in our morning basket. Honestly, I don't think it's going to change a whole lot besides like maybe tweaking the schedule, taking some things out, moving some things in. But like for the most part, this is what we're working on this year. Shortly after, if we can get through this zoology unit, or we might even pause it, I am planning to start this agricultural science. My plan is to start it more in the fall. So like it's almost fall here in just a couple weeks, in like a week. So I will probably be starting this, maybe putting the zoology on hold, or maybe we'll see if we can squeeze it in. We are going to also read The Little House in the Big Woods, and I'm excited to read this with my younger two. They have not read this with me yet. And then we'll go through this science. It's really fun. A really fun science. It's got some books, recommendations, and some fun things. So we will add that in probably in the afternoons, and I'm excited to get into it. Basket, not everything's done every day. We break things up. I really like how the schedule is right now and how we're not really changing things so much. We're kind of tweaking like what we like better and how we do the curriculum sometimes, but I'm excited for this year and with our morning basket. Let me know how you are doing things. Do you have family time, a morning basket, an evening basket? Let me know what you have included in yours. Don't forget to check out Annalisa at Creative Curious Learning and Living, as well as Heather at Raising 3 Wildlings. And there will be a playlist down below of other moms sharing what is in their morning basket, so maybe you'll get some other ideas. I hope you have a great day.